West Michigan have been struggling with a shortage of officers. Benton Township recently hired a private security firm to help with the holiday workload by having private patrols outside of busy shopping areas. Attorneys for Indiana Michigan Power and Lake Charter Township are scheduled to appear before the Michigan Tax Tribunal this morning to set the schedule for arguments over whether the property taxes on the D.C. Cook Nuclear Power Plant are too high. Indiana Michigan Power, the owner of Cook Nuclear Power Plant in Lake Charter Township, is appealing their property tax assessments for 2022 and 2023. And if they're successful, it could cost Berrien County, Lake Charter Township, Bridgman, the local schools in the area, and the state of Michigan, among others, an estimated $16 to $20 million a year in lost tax revenue. Michael Homier is the attorney for Lake Charter Township.
We're dealing with large numbers, right? It's a nuclear plant. So right now, at least on the tax roll, the true cash value is a little over 1.1 billion, which means the true cash value is approximately a little over $2 billion.
I&M says they should be taxed on an amount closer to $780 million. Homier says that's far too low compared to current assessments, including a third-party review. I&M provided a statement saying they understand the impact of Berrien County's property tax base and local governments. They don't take the step of filing for a reduced assessment lightly. Still, their parent company, AEP, raised questions about the current assessment, and they said they believe the review will ensure it's reasonable and appropriate. If the Michigan Tax Tribunal were to agree with I&M, Cook's assessed value would be lowered by approximately $328 million in taxable value, meaning a drop in tax revenues, estimated at $16 to $20 million a year. The Bears are on the way. The South Bend International Airport has been delivering teddy bears to children in 5 regional hospitals this week as part of its Bears in the Air program. Spokesperson Julie Curtis tells us they've been delivering the bears to kids for about 12 years now.
It really is very impressive when we make these deliveries to listen to the nurses, hear what a difference it makes and how much easier it helps them with their jobs when they're connecting with a patient. Being in a hospital is always a scary thing, really, no matter what your age is. And so being able to have something soft and cuddly and fluffy really kind of takes the focus off of maybe the not so pleasant things that you're there in the hospital for.
Curtis says they're delivering 2,600 bears this week.
Wow.
I want to see the delivery trucks with the bears in them.
Yeah.
That's fun. 2,600 bears. That's a lot to cart around.
I think they use those space saver bags and just and then
oh, the poor little bears.
And then they pop out. No, I doubt that's how they do it.
Among the hospitals receiving bears is Corwell Health South here in St. Joseph, which will get its delivery this afternoon.
Okay.
Curtis says it's community support that makes the Bears in the Air possible. And speaking of other community support, a donation has made it possible for Our Lady of the Lake Catholic School in St. Joseph to install new bleachers in its middle and high school gym. Our Lady of the Lake Athletic Director Phil McDonald tells us the old bleachers date back decades.
We've been looking to replace the bleachers for a while now. We had, at floor level, we had 2 sets of bleachers. One set was actually the original set of bleachers when the gym was built. So I'm probably dating those back to maybe the early 70s, late 60s.
McDonald says the total cost for the new floor level bleachers is about $76,000. One anonymous donor put up a large portion of the needed amount. So how does it feel to get that kind of support?
Fantastic. Because there are a lot of things that we would love to do, and I think any school is in this situation. You have dreams, but you have to find ways to raise money to make those dreams come true, and this one was going to be a sizable price tag.
McDonald says proceeds from the Dr. John Pros golf outing will also help to pay for the bleacher installation. They started taking out the old bleachers on Tuesday, and materials for the new bleachers expected to arrive today.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be fun. McDonald hopes to have them all installed by the time students get back from holiday break, but that requires Johnny to come in and help fasten down the bleachers.
I'll bring my wrench.
Okay. All right. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
And you were asking the question, where are the old bleachers going?
Don't say. I want to find out.
Oh, you're going to find out?
I want to find out.
Sorry.
I emailed Phil.
Our news team is on it. It's a good question. It is a great question. All that old stuff. So anyways,
can't tell you anything.
All right. No, it's out there. Give me I'm sure that you're the probably 10th person that's
11th,
asked about
yeah.
what's going to happen with that wood. We'll get to sports in just a few minutes. Also, always learning with our friends from Barry and Risa.
Oh.
We'll have that conversation. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
ABC News. I'm Derek Dennis. At the southern border, migrants are now being flown out. A plane chartered by Texas Governor Greg Abbott landed in Chicago last night.
The plane touched down at O'Hare's signature terminal. One mother who was on board explained, she said there was more than 100 people on board, and we were all like, what's going on? They left us here, deserted. Chicago city officials are scrambling.
Hello. Good morning, everyone that is watching on our live stream. Get our good mornings in here. Good morning. All right. All right. I'm going to do something, and I'm going to say something.
Uh-oh. What are you going to say?
I don't want to offend anyone, but I just want to put this out there.
All right.
Teresa,
do I need to roll tape?
Teresa, I'm going to call you out.
Uh-oh.
And I apologize for this, but I call everybody out that does
Teresa.
this. I have no H in my name. No H. It is Johnny No H. Johnny No H. That is, just want to clarify, because, we're all about accuracy here. From our news items to our conversations, we're all about accuracy.
Good morning, Teresa. Good morning, Bill. Yeah, it's Jonny. And what's the full name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan,
Than, as it is written in the Bible. That's the proper spelling in
Jonathan?
There. I went to school with people that were Jonathan, Thon.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe they're spelling it wrong.
No, there's other spellings like that. Huh. But that's how they did it. And then because there's the Johnny, because people are always like, well, you're Johnny. There's got to be an H in there. Well, that's if somebody's name is John.
Yes.
John. It makes sense to add the "ni" at the end. But I am Jonathan. So why would I add an H when I already had an H that I just got rid of? What
do you have against H's?
I don't know. I did not name myself, man. My mother didn't even name me. My grandfather named me.
What?
Yeah, my grandfather named me.
How much did you pay for that sponsorship?
I don't know. So basically what happened was I was born and then they decided my name.
Oh.
So
okay.
Yeah, my so they were tossing around the different names. And then, in the 80s, ultrasounds were not that great. So they were like, we're not really sure if he's going to be a boy or a girl.
Oh, you're hiding stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like to hide away from the camera. Nowadays, I'm jumping to every camera I can find. But so they weren't sure. Yeah. I mean, probability was pretty high because I have 4 older brothers. Mm-hmm. Me being the youngest one, they thought, a good chance he's probably going to be a boy. But the possibility of the girl was out there. So they were throwing out all these different names.
Okay.
James was actually a possible name for me.
Okay.
But when I was born, my grandfather said, looks like a Jonathan.
And that's another point of trivia.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we're doing Johnny Reinhardt trivia today.
Yep.
You and all your brothers, your names start with J.
All J and all J names that are out of the Bible.
And who in your family? Somebody's all eyes, right?
Yeah, my brother.
Okay.
My brother Joshua. He has 4 kids, and they're all eyes.
And they are
Isaiah, Isabella, Ireland, and Isla.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one of those. That whole thing.
Thank goodness they didn't have an affinity for Z.
Yeah, that whole thing where people are like, I'm going to name all my kids off of one letter. I is not the choice I would make.
That's a tough one. Although, what did we come up with? Iggy,
yeah.
Ida.
Ida.
Yeah, you could use
classic
Ida.
Name.
What are some other? I feel like there's a big one out there. Ira. Did you say Ira?
No, Isla.
Okay.
ISLA.
So there's also Ira out there.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Interesting.
Names are fun. All my boys are S's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Stuart,
so
Sawyer,
that one's
Samuel.
That's an easy choice for
S's.
S's.
I don't know. I mean, where do you go? I mean, you've got Samuel, Sawyer, Stuart. Where else do you go? What other S's are out there for boys?
For boys.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah. You could do Steve or Steven.
Yeah. Stefan.
Yeah.
No, that's a good one. Beyond those ones, yeah. I think you hit the limit of like you hit the top tier ones. Then you're getting into the
Then
weeds.
you're just kind of making stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about that. Any other
interesting name trivia?
Interesting names.
No.
Because you are Kenneth.
That's right. I'm
Your
Kenneth.
full name is Kenneth.
Yeah.
But everybody calls you Ken, and it did for a long time.
Everyone except for my parents. My parents would always call me Kenny.
Kenny, okay.
And I did meet Kenny G at one point, the saxophonist.
Really?
And we were chatting, and he says, "Oh, are you a Ken or a Kenny?" And I said, "Well, I'm a Ken to my friends, and my parents always call me Kenny." And he said, "I'm a Kenny to my friends, and to my parents, I'm an a-hole." So.
What did he call you then? Would you be?
We didn't hang out long enough for him to call me anything other than this guy who came into the studio while he was doing stuff.
Call you to say, "Hey, grab my saxophone."
Yeah. Hey, where's my saxophone? I know you were playing it. I can tell.
Was he there for like a performance or something?
Yeah, he was. I mean,
at a radio station.
Yeah, we were in Seattle at the time. I was working at a Seattle radio station, and he came by to talk with one of the other stations, and I think I was filling in as news guy for that station that day.
Okay.
So I got to meet him, and he's from Seattle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's Kenny G. I love his music. Stephanie,
I was going to say,
cringes every time she
there
hears
are
it.
two camps, and it's two polar opposites. There is not a casual, I don't mind Kenny G. There is, I like Kenny G, I hate Kenny G. And I don't know what it is. I think it's the fact of the people that don't like him just overall don't like the saxophone.
Is that it?
I think so.
Okay.
Because really beyond that, why wouldn't you like him? He's got great hair.
He does have great hair.
That's
true.
He's a great saxophone. Well, he plays all the wind instruments.
Yeah.
Except for I don't think he plays the flute. I know he plays like
I think the reeded instruments.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The oboe? Is he an oboe? I've never heard a Kenny G oboe album.
I've never I don't know.
The oboe is one of those probably one of the weirdest instruments, I would say.
Why is that?
Because of the double reed, that it's almost like a duck bill, where it's like you got these two reeds together to make that sound, and it's crazy to me to imagine that's how you got to do it.
Here, can you add my music to the or to my sound to the?
Give me a second.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Let's see. Have you heard this one? Who doesn't like that?
What is this? Who is this?
That's Kenny G and doing the regulator.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Little Warren G.
Nice. Wow.
And that's Kenny G right there. Yeah. So I mean, come on. How funky do you need to be?
I had growing up a Kenny G. Pretty sure we had a Kenny G CD that was Christmas music, I believe.
Oh yeah, he has good
Kenny
Christmas
G
music.
Christmas, and that's good because a lot of Christmas music you're going to have on in the background anyway. So why not?
How do our people feel about it?
Teresa says I love his music.
Was he ever at Venetian? I don't think so. I don't think Kenny G was at the Venetian for the festival.
Yeah, I can't remember. Or Smooth Jazz. I don't know. He was. I know he definitely was not part of the Smooth Jazz at Sunset concert. Because I've seen the full list of pretty much all of the previous ones.
Yeah, we should talk to Brian Joseph, see if he can get Kenny G.
The Lake Breeze Music Festival.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
I think that's a tall ask.
Whatever, I'll ask him.
Because you can ask Kenny G.
Yeah, why not?
Because I was like, we can ask Brian right now, but it's the making it happen.
We'll start with Brian, and then we'll see if he needs help.
I do know he has a ton of connections in the music business.
He does.
So
he has a fascinating story.
It's just going to come down to how much would it cost to bring Kenny G? Because Kenny G, I would say, not in his prime anymore.
What?
Yeah, not in his prime.
Oh man!
Like
talk about offending people.
His prime was probably like 1995 or 98. I don't hear him selling out arenas or anything like that.
Whatever.
Yeah,
it's just because Taylor Swift took all the oxygen.
There's a band that I want to get for the Lake Breeze Music Festival, but the problem is they're
not jazz.
Well, no, they're a little bit of everything, but they're just too good. Like they're like as far as they're like top tier.
Who?
So Lake Street Dive is one of my favorite
Lake
bands,
Street Dive.
and
I've not heard of them.
I've always wanted them to come here. I'm actually
Ooh, they're from Boston.
yeah, Jerry Price, who's also part of the Lake
Yeah.
Breeze Music Festival team. I turned him on to their music a long time ago. They're solid band.
Oh, and they know how to do the little photo. They all just
yeah.
turn around and
Oh,
look
yeah,
the
man.
other way.
Yep.
Yeah.
The oh wait, look, there's a camera.
Oh.
We need to do that for like for next year. We need to get a photographer to come in, but what we need to do is we need to plan ahead of time, and we need to go off of like all of the old album covers.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Like some classic album
Ooh.
cover looks.
I like
That's
that.
how we need to do any of the promotional material for the morning show from now on.
yeah.
Like black and white in an alley somewhere. I'm sure a band has made that one,
Mm-hmm.
because any of the
We can do the Hall & Oates,
Ooh.
the classic Hall & Oates.
yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of
You
that,
can wear the sleeveless shirt.
so are you going to grow a mustache then?
Well, I already have one. It's
Well,
just,
I mean, are
it
you
also
going
has
to?
a
I mean,
beard.
we're going to get rid of the beard and then
No,
just do mustache.
We're not going to get rid of the beard.
You got it. If you want to do it fully, you got to do the mustache. Speaking of recreating band photos, did you see Ryan Reynolds and what is it?
McElhaney,
Yeah. His buddy that they own that soccer team
Yeah.
together, or football team. They recreated Wham.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
No, I didn't
A couple
see that.
pictures of Wham. They
Right.
recreated them. Actually, they didn't recreate them. I think they just photoshopped their faces in there.
Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhaney,
So-
Wham. That's the first thing that comes up on my little Googles here. Oh, that is funny. Oh, that's good.
Oh, Bill is not a fan of Kenny G. He says, I need guitar in my music.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
I bet Bill likes Little Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. I was listening to some of that. Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic.
Well, that's why I've always, I actually had this conversation with one of my friends because they were playing, speaking of Wham, playing Whamageddon. You know this?
No.
What Whamageddon is?
No, what is that?
Whamageddon is where when Christmas music comes on. So
Yeah.
whether you're listening to the radio or you're in the mall or you're shopping somewhere and there's Christmas music playing.
Yeah.
Your goal from December 1st until Christmas is to avoid Last Christmas from Wham. If
Oh.
that song comes up on a playlist that you're in earshot of, you're out of the game.
Oh.
But
Oh.
when we were
so it's like
talking-
musical chairs, except
Yeah.
for when it comes on, you're out.
Yep.
Okay.
And the thing that
I like that song.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah.
But it took me about all of 2 days to be out because I heard it.
Did you know there's a Christmas movie that has nothing but George Michael music in it?
A Christmas movie?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And it's really, I think it's a Christmas movie.
I did not know that.
It's really good. Christmas movie, George Michael
I'll have to
music.
check that out.
It's worth watching, better than the other one.
But the other conversation that we were having,
Yeah, Last Christmas is what it's called.
I'll have to check that out.
There you go. Sorry.
This is not George Michael was not alive at the time anymore, or was this a recent
I
movie?
believe he was alive.
When the
but
movie come
maybe
out?
not. I don't know. Let me look. Well, anyway, I'll look at this. But you were saying,
The Christmas movies or Christmas songs. And speaking of saxophone, buddy of mine said he does not like the Bruce Springsteen "Santa Claus is Coming to Town."
what? That's a great song.
Doesn't like it.
Why not? Because Bruce is having too much fun singing it.
Well, I think a lot of people were jumping on board with him saying, yeah, I don't like it either.
Mm.
Mainly because they didn't like the first like minute of the song that you hear on the radio, because it's a live recording. It's a live concert recording of him doing the song, and he's talking to his band and having a good time. Well, that got into that's in the recording, and people were annoyed by the fact that he's just like, hey man, Santa, this and this and this. And then he's like, hey, Clarence, you got to get a new saxophone and all these different things. And then the band busts out into the song. I like the song, but he said, I despise that song more than the dogs barking jingle bells.
I love that song.
Oh my gosh. I hate that song. I
Can we
heard
play
that
it?
song.
We should play it.
The dogs barking. I
Yeah.
have to look it up.
All right.
I think because I know we play Christmas music on
Yeah.
Sunny 101.5. Shameless plug for them. But I'm pretty sure because I used to program a lot of the Christmas music on some of our other stations, and I'm pretty sure I made sure that dog barking thing was out of the library.
Oh,
So I'm pretty sure the dog barking thing's out of there. But Bill says I have Elvis on my Sirius radio.
yeah, Elvis is great. Elvis is great. Been to Graceland, love it. Actually, the first vinyl album I ever received was from my dad as a Christmas gift, I'm pretty sure. And he was trying to impart his music tastes upon me, gave me a couple of Elvis records.
Nice.
Last Christmas, 2019 rom-com film.
Okay.
So it was filmed actually a couple of years after George Michael passed away, but the entire soundtrack, George Michael, and it was released, I think, as a CD or two.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Great movie, fun movie, tearjerker.
Checking out some other comments. The Bangor Lady Vikings basketball hosts Centerville tonight at 7. Go Bangor Lady Vikings basketball.
There you go.
Thank you
Very
for
nice.
that. Speaking of basketball, we will have your game of the week, your high school basketball game of the week. That is going to be happening later on this evening, a little after 7 o'clock, and that will be Matawan at Lakeshore. So Matawan at Lakeshore game should start a little after 7 o'clock. So if you want to check that out. But yeah.
I like your hat.
Thank you. We got this it's a free hat. Much like, and that's the problem. We've talked about my hats before, and Jocelyn's like, you got to get rid of your hats.
Oh, she said that too?
Yeah. She said you got to get rid of the hats. Because if you look at my house, I have a hat rack, but really it's just like 4 hooks. And really there should be 4 hooks to a hat, or 4 hats to the hooks. Total.
There should be or shouldn't be?
The total rack
so
with
4
hooks, you
4
should have 4
hats.
hats. That's how you should
And how
go.
many hats do you have on the 4 hooks?
About 8.
Oh.
And then that's not all, my friend. I have hats in my office. I have 1, 2, 3 hats there. And then I have probably in my car, I probably have 2 or 3 hats in there.
Oh dear.
And then I'm wearing one. So I probably have, and I'm pretty sure somewhere in storage, unless Jocelyn has has made a donation somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have a box of hats there as well. And about 75% of those hats are free.
I think a fantastic idea would be, because Jocelyn's got the brick and mortar shop now with the books, a fantastic idea would be to have in the corner, kind of behind the counter, the cash counter, but still a little bit visible to anyone checking out, is one of those impulse buy boxes that says, make your best offer, one of Johnny's used hats.
Ooh.
That's it. And then she could put all your hats in there. And anytime you bring a new hat home, she can find another one to put in the box.
But how do hats go in?
They don't.
With
they absolutely don't. But it's a great way for her to get them out of the house and get rid of them.
I could do a take a hat, leave a hat, or just a take a hat box. You know, like you have the take a penny, leave a penny thing.
Yeah.
You just have take a hat. You could do that instead. Always Learning with our friends from Barry and Risa is wrapping up here in just a moment, in a few minutes, and then we will have, because we're a little over time here today, but that's all right.
Okay.
And it's a bit of a long conversation with our friends with Barry and Risa. By the way, if you want to check out that conversation, because right now on our Facebook, YouTube, and X, you are getting exclusive content that no one on the radio is hearing right now, because they are listening to Always Learning with Barry and Risa. But great conversation with them talking about, I believe we're talking about technology and the technology services, and how Barry and Risa is helping a lot of the schools with instructional technology. So those are really great conversations. I was just talking yesterday with the Superintendent Eric Hopstock, who you hear on Always Learning every week, and just how I've been having a lot of fun having those conversations and learning a lot. And I hope that everybody in our community is learning a lot as well. So check out that podcast at WSJM.com and the WSJM app. But like we said, we're getting exclusive content here. So if anybody wants my hats, isn't on board with this hat idea, let me know. Oh, Teresa says, I think the worst song is Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer.
Oh, I've got trivia about that as well.
Okay, go ahead.
That was written by somebody from my hometown.
No way.
Yeah, in Quincy, Washington.
Really?
Yeah, and then it was recorded by Elmo and Patsy.
Okay.
But it was written by somebody from my hometown. And I love that song too. Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
We were talking. I was talking with Brock from Rock 107.
Yeah.
About Christmas songs.
Sorry, Teresa.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. I'm not a fan of that song. I'm not a fan because I think it's hilarious. Great song.
Yeah.
I hear it way too much.
Oh, the overplay.
Once I hear it once, I'm good for the season.
Okay.
Oh, Teresa says, really? That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's cool when anything is from your hometown, or even where you grew up, or where you've lived, because you're like, oh, I know where that is. If it's a movie that's been filmed in a town somewhere that like Prancer. Oh yeah, Prancer, great movie.
That's right, local.
Filmed right here in Three Oaks, and then parts of northern Indiana as well. So there's a lot of, like, I think New Carlisle. There's a house, like one of the houses was in New Carlisle. A lot of the other filming locations were in Three Oaks, and don't forget one of my again, another favorite Christmas film, Planes, Trains, Automobiles. Yep.
Niles.
Yep.
Train station.
Mm-hmm.
Good one.
Yeah.
There's some horror movies that have been filmed around.
That's a Thanksgiving movie, correct?
I don't know.
Trains, I think that
There's
counts.
snow on the ground.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because we had that conversation. I had that conversation a couple of years ago with our boss Dave, and he had said, "Yeah, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles."
Did he break out the trivia on that one?
Well, a little bit, but I said, there's not a lot of.
It is Thanksgiving.
Yeah, there's not a lot of good Thanksgiving movies. And he's like, yeah, there is. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And then there's another one.
Yeah. But I want to come back to that.
Okay, go ahead. There's another one that's a really good Thanksgiving movie. I cannot remember what it is, so I will.
Is it Thanksgiving?
No, it's got Holly Hunter in it and Robert Downey Jr. And Jocelyn's going to kick me for this because it's a great movie.
Let's see. There's Friendsgiving. There's
Home for the Holidays. I think counts as Christmas and Thanksgiving. Yeah, because she plans to spend Thanksgiving with her boyfriend, and it ends up.
Ooh, there's a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
Okay, nice.
You've Got Mail is classified as a Thanksgiving movie, which I don't understand. Yeah.
No.
It says here, when the booksellers meet an anonymous tenant, the e-romance, blah, blah, blah. Little do they know, they actually know each other as business rivals, no less. Join in on both Kathleen and Joe's Thanksgiving celebrations. Little song and dance in that classic rom-com.
Yeah, I don't. It's just like how when they say, like, Die Hard being a Christmas movie.
It is.
I think I agree. I think it is, but it's also the other faction of people that say it's not, because really it's not. If you classify Christmas movie as a wholesome family gathering around the Christmas tree and enjoying the holidays, all there is a Christmas party that happens, and then all the explosions and all that other stuff. So, like, there's Christmas in there, but only a small bit.
So it happens on Christmas.
Yeah, it happens on the Christmas
doesn't make it a
time.
Christmas movie.
But they do. Well, no, I think Die Hard definitely is a Christmas movie.
I think so.
But I could see where the other people are arguing that it's not. But they play Christmas music right from the beginning, and in the end, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, definitely a Christmas.
Yeah, there's movie. Doesn't Run DMC have a song in there somewhere? Yep. Yeah, that's good stuff.
All right, we'll get back to We'll get to news, sports, and a whole lot more in just a minute. Told you, everybody.
Wow, we're really over time.
Yeah,
jeez.
Yeah. Well, the conversation we had, you and I had in the 6 o'clock hour, ran us a little bit over in the 7 o'clock hour.
Okay.
And back timing here. We'll catch up. We'll catch up in this next break.
They don't care. They just want to hear us.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. They don't know how radio times and top and bottom of the hour. Any people that aren't in television or radio have no idea what top and bottom of the hour. They don't. They know what it is, but they don't use it in regular conversation. They don't say, hey, do you want to have lunch? Yeah, what time sounds good for you? How about top of the hour?
Yeah, I always say that.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I'll meet you at top of the hour.
I'll meet you. I'm going to be a little bit late, but I should be there before the bottom of the hour. Nobody says that. Nobody keeps track of that stuff.
Yeah.
So anyways. All right. I'm getting text messages and you're probably texting back.
I'm trying to correct Brett because Brett is texting us that it was a different movie, but I think more than one movie was filmed around that Niles train station.
Only the Lonely with John Candy was filmed in Niles. Let's fact check.
Yeah, because I don't know the answer on that.
Planes, trains, and automobiles. Okay, here we go. M Live has a story back in 2017. So 3 Midnight Run.
Yeah.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Of course.
And then the third one, Continental Divide.
Oh, that had a Nile scene in it?
Lucia film, comedy.
Continental Divide is a great film. That's a fun one, too.
Yeah, it looks like there's a scene where he catches the Amtrak. The third. Wait a minute. Best of the three. Okay, so the best of the three is easily Midnight Run, according to this. Playing it's a sort of a foul mouth. Okay, no, they mentioned Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, so no, he's right. Continental Divide, and then the third one is Only the Lonely.
Who's right?
Brett's right.
About what?
Only the Lonely is the movie. Yeah, because they were mentioning what Midnight Run is like, and it's very similar to. They're referencing Planes, Trains, and Automobiles in this article, but I was reading too fast.
But Planes, Trains, and Automobiles does have a scene from Niles.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's 4 movies?
I don't know.
All right. We'll fact check on that. Hang on. Let's get back to the show.
Okay.
With Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Man, oh man, look at the time. Past 7:30, way past 7:30. So if you're late, it's not our fault. Blame it on somebody else. Today we're looking at cloudy skies, slight chance for some rain, high 42. We're looking at clouds tonight, chance for some rain with a low down to 38. And then on Friday, clouds and a 50-50 shot that we'll get some rain. Let's find out now what's happening in the news.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Some of our news headlines this morning. Attorneys for Indiana Michigan Power and Lake Charter Township are scheduled to appear before the Michigan Tax Tribunal this morning to set the schedule for arguments over whether the property taxes on the D.C. Cook Nuclear Power Plant are too high. Indiana Michigan Power, the owner of Cook Nuclear Power Plant in Lake Charter Township, is appealing their property tax assessments for 2022 and 23. And if they're successful, it could cost Berrien County, Lake Charter Township, Bridgman, local schools, the state of Michigan, and others an estimated $16 to $20 million a year in lost tax revenue. I&M provided a statement saying they understand the impact to Berrien County's property tax base and local governments. They don't take the step of filing for a reduced assessment lightly. Still, they say their parent company, AEP, raised questions about the current assessment, and they believe the review will ensure that the assessment is reasonable and appropriate. The Michigan Judicial Tenure Commission has publicly admonished Berrien County Judge Charles Lasada for some of his courtroom and other behavior. In a letter dated December 12th, the commission tells Lasada it began an investigation into his conduct after receiving complaints, many of which were about his demeanor. The commission also writes that it has seen a marked turnaround in Lasada since they started their investigation, and they looked at 2020 and beyond and said when it brought some of the issues to his attention, there has been an improvement. For that reason, it left its actions as a warning, telling Lasada that it is confident he will embrace what's been brought to his attention. We have the full letter posted at our website, WSJM.com. And the Van Buren County Sheriff's Department is investigating thefts from vehicles that led to credit card fraud. The department says deputies were called to homes in the 63,000 block of 41st Street in Paw Paw Township back on December 14th on a report of cars that had been broken into overnight. Now, some of the victims had their credit cards and checkbooks stolen, and some of those victims report that they had been used later on that evening in Kalamazoo. We have more information on our website, WSJM.com, including some surveillance photos of the suspects. Take a look, and if you know anything about it, please contact the Van Buren County Sheriff's Department.
All right.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Dave Wolf has sports in a moment. We'll also catch up with ABC News. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the state with the Michigan News Network.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher. 2 people have been arrested in Iowa in relation to a murder in the UP's Houghton County. 50-year-old Margaret Kempanen and 20-year-old Jacob Kempanen of Wisconsin are suspected in the murder of 87-year-old Alvin Kempanen, who was found dead in his Hancock Township home Tuesday. The sheriff's office says a 16-year-old is also a person of interest. The suspects are reportedly related to the victim. A 38-year-old man's in custody after he allegedly shot and killed his 44.
Okay, so it does look like Only the Lonely does have. So apparently John Candy must really like the Niles. He must have really liked the Niles train station, because Only the Lonely, and I believe Planes, Trains, and Automobiles as well.
Well, the train station's been there since 1892.
Right.
So it's got to pop up a couple of places, but that's cool that John Candy loves it so much.
He has to have loved it, because
where's he from?
He's
where was he from? I should say.
I believe he's Canadian.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he always go to Chicago and stuff?
Well, he was part of Second City.
Oh, so he
loved the Canada version, as he was on. I think it was called SCTV.
Yeah, loved SCTV.
He was part of that.
Fun. Yeah,
and it was part of the. I think the SCTV was not the Second City that was in Chicago, but I think it was a lot of the Canadian group of people because of him, as well as some other great people that were part of that. Yeah, SCTV was, you have Eugene Levy, you had Catherine O'Hara in there. So solid. Yeah, John Candy. I watched, of course, Home Alone. And he's got his scenes in Home Alone. He was only there for one day.
Where?
The filming location for Home Alone. He just did one day of filming for that movie and said, all right, I'm going to get all my scenes in. Boom, done. And most all of it was improv. Like they basically said, here you go. This is what we're doing. Here's your character. Here's what needs to happen. And go. That was about it. But I watched Uncle Buck the other day.
Oh, that's a fun movie.
Yeah, great movie.
That is a fun movie.
Yeah, John Candy. So yeah, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Only the Lonely. There you go. I haven't been. I live in Niles, and I don't frequent the. I don't frequent the train station enough.
Looks here like only about 50 people a day do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For regular commuting?
Yeah, for Amtrak.
Okay.
Amtrak stuff. That's what it says here.
Is there anything inside there? Because I know
benches.
They do a lot of great work making the place look beautiful. Mm-hmm. Like we have a group that will help with the landscaping, and they do a bunch of flowers and all kinds of cool stuff there. But yeah, is there anything inside of the train station?
Waiting room.
We need to, because we have in St. Joe, we got Silver Beach Pizza inside the train station. Why
you're
not?
Thinking pizza station inside there?
Yeah, let's bring it in.
I like that. I think we should do the morning show from the Niles train station some morning. You think they'd allow that? Would we have to ask permission, or could we just do it and then ask Amtrak later if that was okay?
I think we'd have to ask permission, because
Amtrak would get back to us on a delayed schedule.
Yeah. No, I think we need to kind of do the whole thing that they do with the pizza in the train station in St. Joe, converting that. Let's I don't know the exact square footage. It may be a little bit different than the one in St. Joe, because I don't know where you can put the kitchen and all that stuff. But yeah, maybe that'll bring more people to the train station. the beautiful train station in Niles.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I'm gonna have to go there. Maybe I'll pop over there this week.
Yeah, do a little
just investigation. What's in the train station? Coming up at 6. My investigative reporting. No, definitely not. That would be fun though. What happens inside the train station? Because Silver Beach Pizza, they still got people taking the train. They're jumping on the Amtrak on a regular basis in St. Joe, so it's still a working train station.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we could make that happen. So we're gonna have to call the Costas family at Silver Beach Pizza and get them to make it happen for us.
Yeah,
because they have other pizza places. Because they're from Northern Indiana area. Like they I think they're originally from the Valparaiso area.
Okay.
And so they have pizza places that are not exactly the same. It's not the same toppings and all that, but it's a very similar style that are part of their company and their family. And it's Gilsasimo's. Because when you look at Silver Beach Pizza, it says Silver Beach Pizza, but it says Gilsasimo's Silver Beach Pizza.
Oh, does it say that?
Right there on the box.
Oh.
I think it still does.
Okay.
But they have like Michigan City, Valparaiso. They have those. So there you go. Fun fact for you. So if you're ever in the Northern Indiana region and you're going to Michigan City and you're like, man, I really want some good pizza, you'll find it over there. And you're supporting the same family that you do at Silver Beach Pizza. And I will say, you can get a seat a little quicker than at Silver Beach Pizza. Because Silver Beach Pizza gets pretty busy in the peak season. So if you want some good
You're
pizza,
getting hungry, aren't you?
I am. And planning the rest of this is that time of the year where, especially as you're getting close to Christmas, where just like with Thanksgiving, the week leading up to it, you're like, I don't really want to eat anything. I don't really want to do a bunch of work to make dinner for Christmas because, Christmas dinner is usually going to be a lot of work. So I'm like, man, I just want to order a pizza tonight or something. Maybe we'll have to do that.
Pizza sounds good.
Let's get back to the show here.
All right.
The real show, the other show.
We drop to 38, and we'll see rain showers on Friday with high temperatures again in the lower 40s. We'll be back into the upper 40s and low 50s for Saturday, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email letstalk@WSJM.com. We're on our Facebook and YouTube. We've been having a lot of fun on our live stream. If you're not part of that, you are missing out on a lot of award-winning content, exclusive award-winning content right there. So
it's like we're running two shows at once.
Yeah.
So if you're not tuning in over there, you're missing kind of our double.
Yeah, and it's kind of like
double show.
It's kind of like I'm driving a car, kind of like a mailman drives a car, where I've got and it's not like the wheel is over here to the left side. It's like the wheel is still over on the right side, and I'm still trying to use the gas on the other side, but I'm sitting on the left seat.
I think a more accurate vision description would be the steering wheel's in the middle of the vehicle, and you're using your left foot on the brake, your right foot on the gas, and you're using them at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's even more complicated.
And the windows on both sides are open, and we're throwing stuff out each side.
Speaking of
fast as we can.
Speaking of driving, just before we got on here, you mentioned something about a new driver's license.
Michigan getting a new driver's license in 2024, changing the look of it. And now I'm going to feel outdated because we've all got our current driver's licenses.
Yeah.
They're changing the look with the new year.
Why?
Well, because they want to keep in line with national best practices and cutting-edge technology. They're changing the look of the driver's license and state IDs to include engraved data and numerous other new security features that they say will reduce the risk of counterfeiting and fraud. Who knew there was a market for counterfeit IDs out there?
Yeah.
Lots of kids trying to get alcohol or something like that? I don't know. Anyway, the font and color theme have been updated to clearly distinguish from the current design. The cards will prominently display the Michigan coat of arms. Did you know we had a coat of arms?
I did not know
we
that.
do have a coat of arms, and it's going to be on driver's
Oh,
licenses.
yeah, that thing. Yeah.
The names of the 5 Great Lakes can be seen in multicolored text when the card is held at a certain angle, and there will be shading and curved lines in the new design that are difficult to replicate, strengthening the integrity of the cards.
Because I've got my. So does this mean I need to get a new driver's license?
Absolutely not.
Mine does not expire until 2025.
You get to keep your antique driver's license until it expires. But yeah, so you don't have to get the new card.
Okay.
Your other card is still going to be good. Current licenses and state IDs are still valid until their expiration date. But then after that, you got to get the new card.
Okay.
Yeah.
So enhanced and all that other stuff. Is that all
you-
going to be there?
Whenever you renew, replace, or correct your thing, there'll be no charge for the brand new pretty thing.
Okay.
But you'll have to have it.
And it's still got that. What do they call that? Where is it the real ID?
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have that.
The guys have been telling me that they're going to crack down on you.
The sheriff's coming to town. It's Michigan State
we had
Police.
the sheriff in
catch
here.
me.
I had scheduled the sheriff to come in and talk.
And of course, it was on a day I wasn't
gone.
here.
And
yeah.
He's like, darn it, foiled again.
Sheriff Paul, I am not dodging you. You know I'm not, because we're both Eau Claire Beavers.
There you go. Go Beavers.
But yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, they're
I'm
also
looking at a picture of it.
Yeah.
And
what do you think?
I like it. I like the idea of having the coat of arms in there. That's the deer and the deer and an elk?
Yeah.
And is that an eagle or a hawk?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a deer, an elk, and an eagle. And then it's got the
that's an eagle.
The Michigan symbol. So it's got theirs in there. And honestly, if it makes it more secure, I'm all about that.
Sure.
I think it looks good.
Yeah, it's got your the name will be broken out onto 2 lines as well. You see that change
I
there?
don't like that.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
for alignment freaks, don't look at your new license.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Michigan will have a weird looking font at the top there, but
I mean, my name is, I will say I don't mind that where's my middle name going to be?
I don't know.
Because I mean, my name,
maybe they don't care about that anymore.
My full name is pretty long.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's going pretty far. Look at that thing.
That's like his middle name is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Jonathan Richard Reinhardt.
Oh, there
by
you
the
go.
way, for people that want
Social
to know my
security
full
number?
name.
Yeah, don't tell us.
You want my license number?
No,
all
don't
right.
tell.
But
they're also reissuing an old license plate, green and white. You know how they did the blue ones recently, and
blue
everyone,
and yellow.
Everyone got those all of a sudden. Well, now they're going to do the green and white license plate. They say after 60 years, prompted by requests from a number of Michiganders, the Michigan Department of State has approved the reissue of the Water Wonderland license plate that's green and white lettering.
Okay.
It was similar to the 1963 issue.
All right. Yeah, I remember seeing that a while back. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that'll
so that'll
good.
be coming out too.
All right, new things in 2024. More things that you got to keep in mind and change, and you'll probably get a letter from the Secretary of State saying, "Hey, it's time now to renew your license."
Yeah, again, your current license stays good until it expires.
Yeah, still valid,
even though it won't look as new as everybody else's.
Okay, good to know. Yep. We'll have your Moody on the Market update coming up here in just a moment. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
There is a place in Southwest Michigan where a fresh and innovative daily.
Yeah, I saw that a little while back about the license plate change. I'd like for us to just pick one. Can we just pick one? Like my brother lives in the state of North Carolina, and First in Flight, there's a little plane on there. That's what they got, and that's the only plate I ever see. Illinois, same thing. Indiana, I think, changed up their license plates a little bit, but why do we keep changing?
They have a whole bunch of different license plates.
Is it a money-making thing?
It's a huge money-making thing. If you can sell your plates, and so there have been a number of different activities, everything from school-related things to veteran-related things, conservation, all kinds of fun stuff. Everyone wants their own license plate, but it does take money, and you got to get the design approved, and you got to get it through the legislature sometimes. Everything else. North Carolina, by the way, has 3 standard license plates.
Oh, okay. Because I only see the one. I only ever
that's the
see
most popular one.
The classic First in Flight.
Yeah, everyone likes that one, the First in Flight. But yeah, So a few different ones in Michigan.
Okay. The green one. I don't know if I want the green one. I like the classic maize and blue. For people that are Michigan State fans, they're going to love the fact that they can get green.
Yeah, that's a pretty one. I'm looking at here's the Spartan one, right?
Yep.
That's kind of your Spartan license plate. It's the green
Spartan,
with the white lettering.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's going to be trying to do their little Spartan personalization there.
There you go. All right. We got your Moody on the Market update coming up.
Why
here.
don't they do like a pheasant colored one?
Ooh.
Pheasants are pretty.
Ooh. So you want like a brownish and greenish?
Oh, yeah, the bright red and the green. Deep British racing green.
Okay.
Something.
All right. Moody on the Market update coming up now.
Hi, this is John Prose. You're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
When you want to know Southwest Michigan's business, you can find it at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app. We've got our Moody on the Move series as well. And we love Moody so much. The Moody on the Market Awards program, you can find that all at moodyonthemarket.com.
That's a lot of Moody.
There's a lot of Moody. You can never get enough Moody.
You can never get enough Moody.
You got your update right now. It's the great stories that you'll find there at moodyonthemarket.com. Brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
Berrien Community Foundation is pointing with pride at the holiday season activities of its Youth Advisory Committee known as TEAM. Teens exhibiting able minds.
Love TEAM.
BCF explains in a statement that the group stepped up to combat homelessness. They say teens exhibiting able minds called on the Blanket Brigade to show them how to make no-sew tie blankets to give people staying with emergency shelter services over the holiday season blankets, something to keep them warm. Team made 20 care packages that included the blankets, games, gloves, water bottles, and ESS recommended items such as body wash, lotion, and combs.
Yeah, we talked to the folks from BCF a lot on our on this fine award-winning program. And TEAM is the youth advisory committee for the Berrien Community Foundation and is made up of high school students from across the country, or the county that is, not country, county, to serve as the voice of youth in philanthropy at a local level. Now, Emergency Shelter Services, they've been the first point of contact for homelessness prevention for more than 40 years in Berrien County, and is the only family shelter in the area.
Yeah, TEAM's mission overall is to empower youth to develop lifelong values of generosity, leadership, and volunteerism, and they have exhibited that here. You can read the full article about what they did, how they did it, how they're getting together, and how they're going to continue to make our community better. It's nice to see young people contributing in that way, really learning and seeing the difference they can make in a community.
And if you know a high schooler that should be a part of something like that, I know they're always looking for great teens.
Berrien Community Foundation. You can read that article at moodyonthemarket.com.
Your update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles. I told you we'd get back on time.
Hey, look at that.
Look at that. News, sports, and a whole lot more coming up next.
Here's Rich Brandt and Derek Halsey from Insurance Management Service, your local auto owners agency in St. Joseph and Niles.
That's why they make me the timekeeper.
There you go.
Yep.
I always Keeper of the clock.
You know, it's one of those just like when you're taking a road trip. We may not always follow the map, but we'll get there. All right, let's check a quick check of comments before we wrap this thing up.
And we'll say this again tomorrow, but just want to say it again. Thank you for joining us on the video live stream. We really appreciate you, and we're going to continue doing this in the new year. We started it out kind of as a, hey, let's see what happens. And I think we really like it.
Yeah.
I like doing it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. So we'll see you in the new year. We're going to be here the rest of today, tomorrow, and then we're going to go on vacation for a week. Yay.
Yeah. So you won't be dealing with us for a few days, and then we'll be back. What is it? The 2nd?
Is that the day we have to
New
come
Year's
back?
Day is on Monday, I think.
Yeah. New Year's Day is Monday.
So yeah,
and then
we'll
January
be back the
2nd. So we'll be back on Tuesday.
So short week we'll have. All right. Let's take a quick check.
Comments here. Anything fun?
Oh, about the what? Teresa wants to talk. They've been talking about the weather, I think. Last year on Christmas Eve we had a blizzard, and this year it's going to be in the 50s.
I prefer
it is weird.
The blizzard. I want the blizzard.
See, I prefer no blizzard because as a person that works behind the scenes, I had a heck of a time dealing with, and I was on vacation. I had a heck of a time dealing with programming back here at the radio station because I'd get phone calls about a bunch of different things.
Wait.
Hey, we canceled this. We canceled
that.
that.
In the background. Yeah, violins. Can you hear that? It's Kenny G playing a violin.
You would hate it if you would have had to deal with it. You would have hated it. No,
listen. Having worked in radio, I still have nightmares to this day about dead air.
Oh yeah. I was literally fielding phone calls from people like in the bosses saying, "Hey, you remember that thing we were gonna run for an hour on Christmas Eve? Yeah, they canceled the thing, so you've got to find an alternative." And I'm like, "That's cool. I'll just stop hanging out with my family for a little bit and we'll fix this." But we got it working. We got it working. But yeah, it was touch and go for a little while there because it was like, is it happening? Is it not happening? Well, we might do it. Then the blizzard came around. So it was fun. Plus I had my dog about to blow away in the snow because, he's all of 6 pounds. So, and it was windy because we were in like Grand Traverse Bay, beautiful area, but we were snowed in. Luckily we had internet still. To do a lot of the job stuff. How
we doing on time? We're still good.
Teresa says you guys are great and funny.
Aw, thank you, Teresa.
Says you are.
What's
welcome.
Diane say?
Diane says had to drive and all that. She said, "Yeah, me too."
Very good, very nice.
Yeah,
thanks for joining, Diane.
All right, that about wraps us up for today. We will be back here tomorrow.
Yeah. And Bill, I want to know what kind of RC stuff is coming for Christmas.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we are going to do the gift exchange. So make sure everybody brings your gift to drop off here at the radio station, and we will open all of them. Just kidding. Kidding. All right, let's get back to the show. We'll do an extended version of the live stream just for a little bit longer.
4.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. Just past 8 o'clock. It's Thursday, December 1st. Can you believe it? 4 days until Christmas. Woo-wee.
Hopefully you got everything done.
Yeah,
if not, just a few little things left.
The good thing is it's been kind of warm, so you can get a lot of the things done even outside or inside, whatever you're going to do.
Yeah.
Cloudy today, slight chance for some rain, high 42. We're looking at 40% chance for some rain, low down to 38. And then on Friday, 50-50 shot of some more rain, high 42. Lots to get to this morning. The 8 o'clock block with St. Joe Today, planning our weekend in just a few. Also, we need to find out what's happening in the news. WSJM News is brought to you by our friends at City Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, the crew in blue, keeping you in your comfort zone since 1902.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Here's some local news. Attorneys for Indiana Michigan Power and Lake Charter Township will appear before the Michigan Tax Tribunal this morning to set the schedule for arguments over whether property taxes on the D.C. Cook Nuclear Power Plant are too high. Indiana Michigan Power, the owner of Cook Nuclear Power Plant in Lake Charter Township, is appealing their property tax assessments for 2022 and 2023. And if they're successful, it could cost Berrien County, Lake Charter Township, Bridgman, local schools, and the state of Michigan an estimated $16 to $20 million a year in lost tax revenue. Michael Homier is the attorney for Lake Charter Township.
We're dealing with large numbers, right? It's a nuclear plant. So right now, at least on the tax roll, the true cash value is a little over 1.1 billion, which means the true cash value is approximately a little over $2 billion.
I&M say they should be taxed on an amount that's closer to $780 million. Homier says that's far too low compared to current assessments, including a third-party review.
We're very focused on it, and we intend to defend the value that we believe that is correct on the roll, notwithstanding the fact that our appraisal has shown that it's underassessed. And, we eventually that issue will be litigated, and and the tax tribunal will have to decide what the value is.
I&M provided a statement saying they understand the impact of Berrien County's property tax base and what it would do to local governments. They don't take the step of filing for a reduced assessment lightly, they say, but still, their parent company, AEP, raised questions about the current assessment, and they believe the review will ensure it's reasonable and appropriate. If the Michigan Tax Tribunal agrees with I&M, Cook's assessed value would be lowered by approximately $328 million in taxable value. The Van Buren County Sheriff's Department is investigating thefts from vehicles that led to credit card fraud. The department says deputies were called into homes in the 63,000 block of the 41st Street in Paw Paw Township on December 14th on a report of cars that had been broken into overnight. Some of the victims had credit cards and checkbooks stolen. They were then used at stores in Kalamazoo the same evening. The Sheriff's Department says that they've released surveillance photos of the suspects. We have posted those on our website, WSJM.com. They say anyone with information about that has to contact the Van Buren County Sheriff's Department. Police also remind everyone not to leave valuables in your vehicles and always lock the vehicle doors.
Mm-hmm.
If you're traveling for the holidays, you're not alone. 3.6 million Michiganders expected to hit the road this holiday season.
Dang.
Traveling 50 miles or more from home over the holidays. AAA of Michigan's Adrian Woodland has some advice, though, if you're planning to fly.
Make sure that you get to the airport at least 2 to 3 hours ahead of time. You're going to want to expect very busy bag check-in TSA security lines. And also, seemingly every year around this time, we hear about winter weather that causes widespread cancellations or delays. It's another reason why we encourage travelers to get travel insurance.
Woodland says those expected to travel would be the second highest numbers since AAA began tracking the numbers back in 2000. So be patient. Expect some crowds.
2 to 3 hours ahead of time?
Can you imagine? I've done that.
My gosh.
I've done that before. If you arrive at the airport, just to make sure, because sometimes you arrive at the airport and let's say you give yourself an hour, 1 hour to get to the gate, get checked in, get to the gate, all that stuff, and go through security.
Sure.
And you get to there and the line is snaking and is like 90 minutes long. What do you do? How helpless do you feel?
Right.
So,
especially, the TSA, a lot of the checks like that, depending on how many places they have for you to go through. Yeah, it takes a long time to get all that checked out.
So many variables. I mean, because every kid, they want to bring their devices.
Yep.
Beep. Beep.
That's why, like, if I do travel, I try not to travel like through plane during the holidays, but it's like if I'm going to pack light.
Yeah, pack
extremely light.
Yeah, check-in luggage.
Yeah, Kathy from the front desk is there. Look at that. She's got her Christmas lights on.
Merry
look at that.
Christmas, Kathy. Nice. She has one of those. You know how you have Christmas lights outside, and they're called. She's got the necklace.
The Christmas light necklace. Yeah, it's wireless. I noticed. She's not walking around with a cord or anything. That's pretty awesome.
In the WSJM newsroom, seeing all kinds of Christmas joy around here. I'm Ken Lundberg.
We'll have sports with Dave Wolf coming up here in just a few minutes. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
ABC News. I'm Derek.
All right, still on the live stream. One last question. What is so we said gift exchange going to happen tomorrow? Just you and I.
Yep.
We're going to do our gift exchange because we decided earlier this week.
Because you were testing the waters. You were prodding, going, "Hey, Ken, what do you think about our gift exchange? Should we do that? Should we do that?"
In other words, is that what I sound like to you? Is that what I sound like in your brain?
That's what you do usually.
No.
I'm just trying to mimic you.
No, I just said, are we doing this or not? Because
I want to know if I have to get you something.
All right. Well, I need to know, one, if I need to get you something, and when I need to bring that thing. Because I was planning to get you something the whole time.
Thank you.
It's a total lie. But I was planning to get you something, and then I'm just, I always try to figure out the day because I don't want to be one-upped either. I don't want you to I didn't want to show up today and be like, oh, look at that. I brought your gift
I
already.
almost brought it in today just for fun.
I thought
just so you could see, like, what? Oh, what's that?
You know what I would have done if you'd done that? I would have set it on fire right in front of you. Because I like to follow.
We have a dumpster out there.
We got the rules. We got the rules, man.
Fire. We haven't had a dumpster fire.
That's why I like to have the conversation of let's lay out the rules and expectations here. What's going on? So, okay.
What are the rules?
Other question. There are no other rules. The
Okay.
rules have already been figured out. It's
Okay.
like gifts, yes.
Okay.
Friday, yes.
Yep.
Those are the only rules.
Okay.
Attire. Tomorrow, do we need to wear Christmassy things?
Oh,
Just for our live streamers. And
don't
feel
know.
free to vote on our live stream.
I don't know if I have any Christmassy things.
I think I have.
I can wear my lumberjack shirt.
I think I have a
Maybe I'll do
Christmas sweater. I'm not wearing the reindeer costume.
Why not?
It's too hot. It's too hot.
The air conditioning is still on in
It's
here.
too hot in here. We have to leave the door open then.
Yeah.
If I do that. Too hot for the reindeer
No, don't
costume.
worry. You've worn it twice this year. It needs
Yeah,
to get
it's already
dry
been.
cleaned.
Yeah, it needs to be washed. But I think I do have a Christmas sweater, or we can wear like a red and green. That color palette. Your choice.
Okay. I'm gonna say let's play it by ear, but do it if you wish.
Do you have a Christmas sweater?
I don't think.
Okay, then no Christmas sweater. Let's just wear flannels.
Okay, I'll
wear my red flannel. You wear your red flannel.
Will you bring your top hat in?
Ooh,
I like your top hat. You didn't get to wear that at there.
It's in my car.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't really wear headphones with that, but I can make it work.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do top hat.
Okay.
So I'll be like Charles Dickens from the neck up.
And we'll plan to do it in the 7 o'clock hour.
Yes, we'll do that.
Not at the top of the hour. Not at the bottom of the hour.
Not at the top of the hour.
Not
at the bottom.
half past.
Yeah. We'll do it right after the stop set.
Oh boy.
No, anyways. All right. We've figured it out. We'll be back here tomorrow.
We'll see ya.
You have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon.